This position is you as you are currently in your love life. So we have the Chariot, which is a great place to be for a Cancer. It is the major arcana card for Cancer. So that would indicate that you are in the flow. You are being Cancer. You're pretty solid and happy there. The only thing to remember with the Chariot card, it is a card of victory and success. So you are obviously feeling like you are where you're meant to be right now. But there are two horses here pulling this chariot, and they're not working together. The yin, the yang, the light, the dark. So perhaps there is some issues that still need to be straightened out a little bit. But on the whole, you're feeling pretty good. It's pretty good when you get your own major arcana card come up in the you position. And you are fully in the flow of being Cancer. Now, your past, we have the High Priestess. Now, this card reflects what you've been through to get to this position. So you've obviously done a lot of inner work. The moon here obviously is related to Cancer. So you have really looked inside yourself and found what you need to be confident in where you are right now. So that's a great sign. You've done a lot of the hard work. So your present situation is the Devil. Okay, so the Devil card often freaks people out, but there's lots of ways to interpret the Devil card. As you've done the hard work with the High Priestess, looking into yourself, finding all the knowledge that you need to make decisions about your love life, you're now at the stage of the Devil, where it can, in a love reading, indicate a very physical relationship, a huge attraction, a lustful relationship, if you like. Maybe that's what you're looking for at the moment, or you're just enjoying that part of your current relationship. The Devil can also talk about a toxic relationship. So we'll just see what happens with these other cards. But the Devil doesn't have to be bad. It can just mean that you are very much in the space of wanting something in the material world. You're looking for something very physical. Which is no bad thing, so long as it's kept in balance. And perhaps that's what these are here with the Chariot. Maybe you have to make sure that it doesn't get out of hand. Keep the balance between the spiritual and the physical. So we'll just see what's coming up in the future. And by future, I mean probably looking into December. This is where you are currently, mid-November. Coming into mid or early to late December, let's see where you're at. You've got the moon, which is the card of Pisces, and it's a very emotional card. It can also indicate uncertainty, deception, but also creativity and imagination. So whatever is sparking you off there with the Devil, if that's a person, and I would suggest it is in a love reading, yeah, I think really you're going to have to be on the straight and narrow, because with the moon things can go either way. Okay, it could go into something really romantic and very creative, using your imagination, having fun with it on an emotional level, or your vision could start to become clouded. The Devil may in fact get out of balance, and maybe you're not sure which way to go with it. If it's a really strong physical attraction, it may be clouding your judgment. You may lose some perspective over it. There's something to watch out for. Now, what we'll do here is we'll look at the underlying influences, see what's happening that you may not be aware of, or it's going on in the background, but it is going to have an impact on this relationship. If you're not currently in a relationship, you may just be looking for a fling rather than something more partnership orientated. And that's not necessarily a bad thing either. At least if you know what you want and what you're heading into, then that can work out just fine where you are right now. So we're going to just take a look at this underlying influences card. And we have the Lovers. Well, now, isn't that a great card to get for a love reading? So even though this might be on your mind, this might be where you find yourself placed within your relationship at the moment. Let me just see if you can see that. It's a bit glary. Perhaps your judgment is being a little clouded by the moon because deep down, or perhaps in your partner's mind, they may be looking for something a little bit beyond just the physical. They might actually be looking for, glary again, here we go, might be looking for a more rounded union. So whether this is your partner or the universe or circumstances, it's really pointing towards whatever relationship you're in at the moment is actually something that has the potential to be more than just physical. But I suspect you're not sure about that. Or it's the lust aspect has actually got to you so badly that you're losing judgment on it and you're not sure. But having you as Cancer in between the Devil and the Lovers, the Devil and the Lovers, you're the one in the driver's seat. You can actually decide where this is going to go, what form it's going to take. So just be aware, even if you're not sure with that moon card, I would suggest if you continue with this, it's going to actually be a time of uncertainty as to what this relationship is all about. You actually do have the control. Excuse me. So that is good to know. You may not feel like you do, but you do. And you just have to exert that a little bit so that this relationship goes down the path that you want it to. Whether you want it to be a devil type relationship where it's just a bit of fun, a fling, a short-term thing, or whether you want to realise the potential in the background, the potential for something that goes deeper than that. And maybe that you're not ready for that. Maybe you're not sure if you're ready for that or if this is the right person to have that with. So we'll just take a Oracle of Visions card as a bit of advice with regards to this. Now this is by Cero Marchetti. It's an amazing deck. I'm just going to have a look at that. We have number 10. This is the overthinking card. You can see that. Now, one thing that you can do with this card is you can just have a look here, half and half. See, on the one side, her eye is red, she's overloaded with information, she's researching hard, but she's actually overwhelmed with information. And if we do this, you can see over this side, she isn't as loaded down with information. Her eye's not red. She looks not that much happier, to be honest. But she looks a lot less overwhelmed, and she's got the eyeglasses. She's seeing clearer. So what happens sometimes is we overthink things. And perhaps that's what you're doing here with this. Okay? Too much information. You're trying to second guess everything. Make sure you know everything about this person and all the possible outcomes. That's a real Cancer trait, and I can say this because I am one and I know it happens. We overthink it. We try to anticipate every possible outcome so that we're prepared and we're safe and we're not caught unawares. But it can do us a disservice because I'm not saying ignorance is bliss, but I am saying that you can get caught up in the details and forget to see the bigger picture. So that's what that card is saying. Now, I'll read briefly, but it's pretty much how I see it for this card. And it's about knowledge, research, knowing the facts, being prepared and forewarned, which is basically what I was saying, so I'm not going to read it. It's just as I said. And I think that might be holding you back here and causing you some emotional, well, not turmoil so much, but it's clouding how you really feel. So just take it for what it is for now. See where it goes. It could well end up with this lovers scenario. But if you overthink it, you could destroy it. And maybe that's what the devil is. Maybe that's the devil in the detail. Yeah? Maybe just trying to get too much detail instead of living in the moment and just going for it and enjoying what you've got currently without trying to second guess every potential outcome with this person. Now, I've got the Crystal Angels Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue, and two popped out. So we're just going to look at both of these. So we've got Angelite, spiritual or religious community, join with like-minded people for friendship and increased spiritual growth. Now, the High Priestess was all about spiritual growth. So perhaps you've actually been involved in a group or a religious community with the High Priestess there to figure out what you want, what you need, your inner voice, what that's saying to you. And maybe you met this person through that. That's possible. And we've got Kyanite. Make time for self-care. Taking care of yourself is essential right now. So we know that when you don't practice self-care, things can get out of balance. And there is potential for that with this reading with the devil and the moon. So I'll just get a piece of these and you can see what these are like. This is Angelite. It's beautiful, soft baby blue. It's an incredibly spiritual stone. So you could perhaps look at using that on your crown chakra, even though it's not a clear stone, and most chakra stones are clear. That is a particularly spiritual one. It's called Angelite for a reason. It does connect you with your angels or the spirit world. And it can be particularly useful when you need answers. It looks like you've been doing that. Maybe you got off track, or maybe you just need to revisit that a little bit. And kyanite comes in various colours. This happens to be quite a faded one, a very pale one. And that is talking to you about looking after yourself. People who don't look after themselves become stressed and out of balance, and they don't make great decisions. That's just a fact of life. So I would say that's what it's telling you to do there, so that you can clear the mystery of the moon. Have a clear vision of what you're wanting, because there's real potential for it. Whether that's what you were looking for or not is a bit immaterial. This might blindside you a little bit and say, oh, okay, I didn't realise there could actually be this depth and this importance. So whatever relationship you're in at the moment, it's significant. If you're not partnered currently, then you may find that somebody significant does turn up. And it may cloud your judgment. So this may be very unexpected. I think it's possibly somebody new. I don't see that it's somebody you already know. I think it's a surprise. The lovers can also talk about business decisions and unions and partnerships. So if you are involved in a partnership with anybody outside of the romantic realm, it could be that changes. And then you suddenly realise you're tempted, and it might confuse you somewhat The Moon is a terribly confusing card sometimes. So whatever you do, just keep driving your chariot where you want it to go. You are in that space right now. Don't get taken off track by the Devil and the Moon and the Lovers. They are a potentially significant, well, they are significant, but they're potentially a combination of cards that could very easily take you off track. Very distracting.